Hello, in this lecture we will find the value of 2 times AP, or the size of 2 times AP. Okay, we have a triangle ABC in the picture with side AB that is 90 units, side AC equals to 70 units, and side BC of the triangle ABC equals to 50 units. And we have also circle, and the center of the circle is point P, and point P is on side AB of the triangle, and also side AC of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point we will call that point O, and also side BC or CB, it is the same. Side CB of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point, we will call that point E. Okay, again, so we have actually 2 tangents to the circle. The first tangent to the circle is side AC of the triangle, that is tangent to the circle at point O. The touching point of side AC and the circle is point O, and side BC of the circle of CB is tangent to the circle at point O, or the touching point of side CB with the circle is point E. Okay, so first of all we will connect points P and O together by a straight line. Actually, PO is the radius of the circle. I will mark it as R, abbreviation of radius, because it exits from the straight line exits from the center of the circle, that is to say from point P, and touches the circle at point O. So PO is defined as the radius of this circle. And we will also connect points P and E together by a straight line. And actually, PE, line PE is also the radius of the circle from the same reason, because the line, the straight line, exits from point P and ends in point E, that is the point that is on the circle itself. So for that reason, it also defined as the radius of the circle, of this circle. I will mark it as R. So we can say that EP equals to OP equals to R, the radius of the circle, or both those lines are the radiuses of this circle. Okay, now we have a rule that states in any circle the radius and the tangent are perpendicular to each other. So PO is perpendicular to CA. It is correct for every circle that the radius and the tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. For actually this angle is 90 degrees, angle POC is 90 degrees, and of course also angle POA is also 90 degrees. And for the same reason, PE, because of the fact that PE, that is the radius of the circle, is actually in interaction with a tangent. So the interaction between a tangent and the radius, or whenever you have a radius and a tangent to that radius, the touching point creates in the touching point, actually those two lines are perpendicular to each other. For this reason, PEB is 90 degrees, and also PEC is also 90 degrees. Again, according to the rule that in any circle, radius and the tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. So PE is the radius of this circle, and CB is tangent to that radius. And in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius creates between them 90 degrees. For that reason, PEB is 90 degrees, and also PEC is 90 degrees. And for the same reason, PO is a radius to the circle, and AC, side AC of the triangle, is tangent to that radius, and for that reason actually they create between them 90 degrees, or in the touching point, that is point O, actually we have 90 degrees. Okay, for that reason POA is also 90 degrees and POC is 90 degrees. Again, in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius creates 90 degrees. The interaction between a radius and the tangent to that radius creates 90 degrees. So for that reason POA is 90 degrees and POC is also 90 degrees. Okay. In the next step, we will create perpendicular from point C to AB. We will create a line that is perpendicular from point C to side AB of the triangle. So actually C, and we will call the touching point between the perpendicular and side AB M, capital M. So EMB is of course 90 degrees because CM is perpendicular to AB, to side AB, and the same thing is about angle CMP or CMA is also 90 degrees because CM is perpendicular to AB. For that reason CMP is 90 degrees, and also CMP and CMA is also 90 degrees. Okay, so now I will mark angle PAO or BAO or BAC. This angle I will mark it as alpha. Okay, so angle PAO is alpha, also angle PAC equals to alpha. Okay, and also I will mark as angle PBE as beta. Okay, angle PB, MBP, MBC or MBE or MBC will be beta. Okay, or angle ABC, it is the same angle ABC, will be called beta. And angle BAC is called alpha. And we know that actually sinus alpha equals to R over AP, or equals to OP over AP. Okay, sinus alpha equals to OP over AP. And actually, if we look, when we look at the right triangle AOP, actually sinus alpha equals to OP over AP. Okay, because AP is the hypotenuse of the triangle AOP. And also if we look at triangle ACM, that is also a right triangle because angle CMA is 90 degrees. For that reason, triangle ACM is right triangle. So in triangle ACM, sinus alpha equals to CM over AC. Okay, CM over AC, because AC is the hypotenuse of the right triangle ACM. Okay, so actually we can define AP as X, AP equals to X, I will write it here, AP equals to X, and PB will be equal to AB minus AP. Okay, again, PB equals to AB minus AP. That is to say to 90, because AB equals to 90 units, minus AP, that is x. So PB will be equal to 90 units minus x. Okay, I will write it here. PB equals to 90 units minus x. Okay, we defined that AP equals to x, and from that we derived that we concluded that PB equals to 90 minus x. So here we know that AC equals to 70 units. Okay, I write that AC equals to 70 units. So, and OP equals to R, according to what I explained to you. OP equals to R. AC equals to 70 units and OP equals to R. So here we have OP that equals to R, so we can write here that OP equals to R over AP, and AP equals to X. And CM, we write CM as it is, over AC. AC equals to 70 units. It is given us in the question that AC equals to 70 units. So actually we have a equation that R over X equals to CM over 70. Okay, R over X equals to CM over 70. Now we can multiply both sides of the equation by X. X equals to AP. It is a part of AB, so it must be a positive number. It can never be zero. So we can multiply both sides of the equation by X. We will get that R equals to CM times X divided by 70. Now we can divide both sides of the equation by CM. CM is the perpendicular to side AB of the triangle, so it is a positive number. So we can divide both sides of the equation by CM because it can never be zero. So it is allowable to do this. So, okay. R equals to CM times X divided by 70. We divide the equation by CM. We will get that R over CM equals to X over 70. Okay? After we divided both sides of the equation by CM, we got that X over CM equals to R over cm. Okay. Now we look at triangle BCM. Triangle BCM okay, first of all we look at the right triangle BEP. Triangle BEP is a right triangle because angle PEB equals to 90 degrees. For that reason, triangle BEP is a right triangle. And we know that in right triangle, sinus beta in this right triangle BEP, sinus beta equals to PE over PB. Okay, in triangle, in the right triangle BEP, you see that angle PEB equals to 90 degrees. For that reason, triangle BEP is a right triangle, and sinus beta equals to PE over PB. Okay, sinus beta equals to PE over PB. And if we look at triangle CBM, triangle CBM is a right triangle because this angle is 90 degrees. For that reason, triangle CBM is a right triangle, and actually sinus beta in this right triangle equals to CM over CB. Okay, so sinus beta in triangle CBM equals to CM over CB. So we actually have the equation that PE over PB equals to CM over CB. Okay? According to the equation here, we can write that PE over PB equals to CM over CB. Now we PE is the radius of the circle. PE equals to the radius of the circle. Okay. And PB equals to 90 minus 6 because it is AB that is 90 units minus AP that is X. So it is 90 minus 6. PB equals to 90 minus 6. And CB is given to us in the question. We have in the question the data that CE equals to 50 units. Okay, I will write it here. CE equals to 50 units. Okay, so PE equals to R, PB equals to 90 minus 6, and CE equals to 50 units. So we can actually, in this equation, we can substitute PE by R because PE equals to R. We can substitute PB by 90 minus 6 because PB equals to 90 minus 6. And we can substitute CE by 50 because CE equals to 50. Okay, so we'll do it now. PE, instead of PE, we can write R. And instead of PB, we can write 90 minus 6 equals to CM over CB, but CB is 50 units. Okay, so again, instead of PE we can write R, instead of PB we can write 90 minus 6, and instead of CB we can write 50 because CB equals to 50. So now we can divide both sides of the equation by CM. Again, CM is a perpendicular to side AB of the triangle, so it is not, can never be 0. It is a positive number, so it is allowable to divide both sides of the equation by CM. Okay? We will get that R over 90 minus 6 over CM equals to 1 over 50. Okay, here we divided both sides of the equation by CM. We got that R over 90 minus 6 over CM equals to 1 over 50 because we divided this side by CM. So CM over CM is 1. Okay, here we can multiply both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. Again, 90 minus 6 is actually PB. It is part of side AB, so actually X is less than 90 units, so 90 minus 6 must be a positive number, so it can never be 0. For that reason, we can multiply both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. It is allowable. It is allowable. Okay, so we will get here that R over CM equals to 90 minus X over 50. Okay. Okay, we divided both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. Actually we multiplied both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. So here 1 over 50 times 90 minus 6 equals to 90 minus 6 over 50, and 1 over 90 minus 6 times Cm times 90 minus 6 equals to R over Cm. Okay, so actually we got previously that R over Cm equals to X over 70. This will be the second equation. This will be the first equation. R over Cm equals to X over 70. Okay, so the last equation that we got is that R over Cm equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. And previously we got here that R over Cm equals to X over 70. So R over Cm equals to R over Cm. So we can actually create the further equation that 90 minus 6 over 50 equals to X over 70, because both of these expressions are equal to R over Cm. Okay, so we'll create the third equation that states that R over Cm equals to R over Cm. Okay, R over Cm equals to R over Cm. That is to say that 90 minus 6 over 50 equals to X over 70. Okay, we have the equality that R over Cm equals to R over Cm. So R over Cm is 90 minus 6 over 50. That equals to R over Cm, that is X over 70. Okay, now we'll multiply both sides of the equation by 50. We'll multiply both sides of the equation by 50. We will get that 90 minus 6 equals okay, so we multiply both sides of the equation by 50. We got that 50x over 70 equals to 90 minus 6 over 50, because 90 minus 6 divided by 50 times 50 equals to 90 minus 6. Okay, now we will divide both sides of the equation by x. It is allowable because x equals to AP. It is a positive number, it can never be 0, so it is allowable to divide both sides of the equation by x. Okay, so we divide by x the equation. We will get that 90 minus x over x equals to 50 over 70. Okay. We divided both sides of the equation by x, so 90 minus 6 divided by x is 90 minus 6 divided by x, and 50x over 70 divided by x equals to 50 over 70. Now this 50 equals to 5 times 10 and 70 equals to 7 times 10. So we will substitute 50 by 5 times 10 and 70 by 7 times 10. We will get that 90 minus x divided by x equals to 5 times 10 over 7 times 10. Okay, we substituted 50 by 5 times 10 and 70 by 7 times 10. Now we can cancel 10 because we have 10 both in the numerator and in the denominator. So we can cancel 10. Okay. We will get that 90 minus x over x equals to 5 over 7. Okay, we cancelled 10 from this expression. Okay, now we'll multiply both sides of the equation by 7. Okay, we multiplied both sides of the equation by 7. We got that 90 minus 6 divided by x times 7 equals to 7 times 90 minus 6 over x. And 5 divided by 7 times 7 equals to 5. Now we will multiply by x both sides of the equation. It is allowable because x is a positive number. It can never be 0. We'll get that 7 times 90 minus x equals to 5x. Okay, so after we multiply both sides of the equation by x, we got 5 times 6 is 5x, and 7 times 90 minus x divided by x times 6 equals to 7 times 90 minus 6. Now we will open the brackets of this expression. We will get that so we open the brackets in this expression. 7 times 90 is 630, and 7 times minus 6 equals to minus 7x, or equals to 5x. Now we will add 7x to both sides of the equation. We will get that 630. Okay, here we added 7x to both sides of the equation, so 5x plus 7x equals to 12x, and 630 minus 7x plus 7x equals to 630. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by 6. We will get that 105 equals. So we divided both sides of the equation by 6, and 630 divided by 6 equals to 105, and 12x divided by 6 equals to 2x. So actually we have the equation that 2x equals to 105, but we defined x as AP. X equals to AP according to our definition. Yes? So we can write that x, according to our definition, x equals to AP, and for that reason 2x equals to 2 times AP. Yes? Very simple. Now x equals to AP, so 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. So 2 times x equals to 105, and also 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. So we can add in the third equation that 2 times x also equals to 2 times AP. Okay, so we will get that from one side we have 105 equals to 2x. This is the third equation, and from the other side we have the equation that 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. So we can add here that 2 times x also equals to 2 times AP. And at the end we can deduce that actually 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, again we have 2 times x that equals to 2 times AP, but from the other side 2 times x equals to 105. So we can write that 105 equals to 2x, and 2x also equals to 2 times AP. So we can write here that 2x also equals to 2 times AP, and at the end we can derive that 2 times AP equals to 105, and actually that is the final answer to our question, because the question was to find out the size of 2 times AP, and the answer is that 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, it is units. 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, so I will summarize the lecture. Actually, we wanted to find the value of 2 times AP, and we actually connected. We have a triangle with side AC 70 units, side BC is 50 units, and side AB is 90 units. And also we have a circle with a center. The center of the circle is point P. Point P is also situated in side AB of the triangle, and actually we have side AC that is tangent to the circle at point O. The touching point between side AC and the circle is point O, and the touching, and also side CB of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point E. Of the touching point of side CB with the circle is point E. So we actually have 2 tangents to this circle, and we actually have a rule that a radius is, in any circle, a radius and a tangent are perpendicular to each other. So this radius is perpendicular to this tangent. For this reason, angle POC is 90 degrees and also angle POA is 90 degrees. Okay, according to the rule that a radius in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. And for the same reason, we can say that this radius is perpendicular to the tangent, to this tangent, because the tangent to this radius, to PE radius, is CB, and CB is perpendicular to the radius PE. In any circle, a tangent is perpendicular to the radius, so the radius is perpendicular to its tangent. We have a radius and we have a tangent to this radius are perpendicular to each other. For that reason, angle CEP is 90 degrees and also angle P is 90 degrees. Okay, so actually we have here a right triangle. Triangle AOP is a right triangle because we have here 90 degrees. AOP is 90 degrees. For that reason, triangle AOP is right triangle. And for the same reason, triangle BEP is a right triangle because angle BEP is right triangle. And we also, from point C, we created a perpendicular to side AB of the triangle. That is to say, CMB is 90 degrees and also CMA is 90 degrees because we created a perpendicular from point C to AB. Okay, so we actually created another two right triangles because CBP is right triangle because angle CMB is 90 degrees and also angle CMA is 90 degrees because triangle CMA is triangle CMA is a right triangle because angle CMA is 90 degrees. Okay, so we defined angle CAB as alpha and angle CBA as beta. And we actually we have a triangle, right triangle that is AOP, and in this triangle sinus alpha equals to AP over PA. Okay, but if we look at triangle ACM, sinus alpha equals to CM over CA. Okay, so we actually have here the equation that sinus alpha equals to P over AP, if we relate to triangle AOP, and sinus alpha also if we relate to triangle ACM, sinus alpha equals to CM over AC. Okay, so sinus alpha equals to OP over AP in this triangle, OP over AP, and if relate to triangle ACP, sinus alpha equals to CM over AC. Okay, so sinus alpha equals to AP over AP and also to CM over AC. But we know that OP equals to R, and we defined AP as X, and AC is given to us, that is 70 units. So after we put this data in the equation, we got to the equation. So we started from this equation, that sinus alpha equals to OP over AP, that equals to CM over AC, and in the end we got to the equation that R over CM equals to X over CM, or R over CM equals to X over 70, because AC equals to 70 units. Okay, so this was the first equation, and if we relate to sinus beta in triangle BEP, sinus beta equals to R over PB, and if we relate to triangle BCM, that is also a right triangle, because this angle is 90 degrees, sinus beta equals to CM over CB. Okay, but we know, okay, so we have sinus beta equals to, in this triangle, PE over PB from one side, but this in this triangle, but in the other triangle, that is CBP, sinus beta equals to CM over MB. Okay, CM over CB. Sinus beta equals to CM over CB. Okay, so, but we know that PE equals to R, PB equals to 90 minus 6, PE equals to R, and CB equals to 50 units. It is given us in the question. So we can put the data in this equation, and we got that actually R over CM equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. Okay? But from the equation of sinus alpha, we know that R over CM equals to X over 70. So we can create the third equation that states CM in this equation equals to CM in this equation. For that reason, we can say that 90 minus X over 50 equals to X over 70. Okay, 90 minus X over 50 equals to X over 70. So it is a very simple equation. One equation with only one variable. The variable is X. And after we solved this very simple equation, we got that 2x equals to 105 units, but we know that x equals to AP. According to our definition, x equals to AP. For that reason, 2x equals to 2 times AP. So for one side, 2x equals 105, and from the other side, 2x also equals to 2 times AP. So we can deduce that 2 times AP equals to 105. So the final answer is that 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, thank you very much.